Hello everyone, you welcome back to my channel. How you doing today? My name is Sarah. On today's video, we'll be making the shift dress with zipper at the front and slits at the front. So guys, work with me as I make this beautiful dress. So guys, I have 2 yards of Kampala material here. Then this tie has a zipper at the front and a slit. So the first thing I'm doing now is to cut the back pattern. So I came down by 9 inches for my armhole, 17 inches for the waist, and 26 inches for the hip line. Then the length of the gown is 40 inches. Length of my gown is 40 inches, and I add 2 inches for folding allowance. The next we have to do now is to get the shoulder. The shoulder I'm working with is 16 divided by 2 give me 8 inches. I'll mark my 8 inches here. Then I'll mark the length of the sleeve. The length of the sleeve I'm working with is 7 inches because this sleeve will be having a turn up. So I'll just mark my 7 inches here. We'll put the turn up later. Then I'll check what I have from the center of the back here. I have 15.25. I'll bring the 15.25 to the armhole line, which is 9 inches. Now connect this with a straight line. Next we have to do is to get the width of the neck. The width of the neck I'm working with is 3 inches. So I'll mark 3 inches here. This is my startup line, 3 inches. Then I'll come down by 1.5 inches for the depth of the neckline. I'll connect this like this. Then the next we have to do now is to get the bust. The bust I'm working with is 36 divided by 4 give me 9 inches. So I'll mark my 9 inches here. Then 1 inches for ease, 1 inches for seam allowance. Then on the waistline, I'll divide my waist by 4. The waist I'm working with is 30. 30 divided by 4 will give me 7.5. So this is my 7.5 here. 1 inches for ease, 1 inches for seam allowance. Then I'll come to the hip line also. I'll divide my hip by 4. The hip I'm working with is 39 and a half. 39 and a half divided by 4. 10 inches here. So this is my 10 inches plus 1 inches for ease, 1 inches for seam allowance. That's 12 inches. So now I'll bring this 12 inches down to my hem line. So now I'll just connect this hem line to the hip line on a straight line like this. I'll just remove 1 inches from the bust line. We have 11 inches here. So I'll just bring here on the waistline. I'll just make this 10.5 and now connect this like this from the hip to the waist. The waist to the bust. We can't leave the armhole straight like this. I will make use of my curve to give it that armhole curve we used to have like this. This out, then we'll cut the front pattern. So guys, I've placed my back pattern on the fabric. Now we have to cut the front. So for the front, you know, we have a slit at the front and it has a zipper. So I left 1 inches for the zipper. Now I'll just cut this out. Then later I'll cut the back neckline and the front neckline. So now I'll cut the back neckline. So I'm done with the cutting of the back neckline. Now let's cut the front neckline. You know we did 3 inches for the width of the neckline for the back. We come down by 3 inches also. And now the back neckline is V. Come down by 7 inches. Here, like this, and connect the V. Okay, this is it. So now I'll cut this out. So guys, I'm done with the cutting of the front neckline. Now we'll cut the facing. So now cut the facing, then we'll go to the sewing machine and sew this together. So guys, I'm done with the cutting of the facing for the front and the back. Now I'll go to the sewing machine. I'll be turning the facing, the front of the fabric with the front of the facing will facing each other. Now I'll go and sew on 1/2 inches. Then I'll turn this to the back and I'll give it a good press. Turning the facing for the front and the back of this gown. Now let me do it and show you guys what it looks like. Done with the turning of the neckline for the back, and I've done the same thing also for the front. Now we'll keep the back at side. I'll be working on the front. This is my front. You can see I've turned it to the back. So on this front, you know there's a bias at the front of the gown. We'll be making use of these beveled bias. This is it. This is what we'll be making use of for the front pattern. I'll be sewing this on the neckline. Just place it on it and we'll go and use our sewing machine to match this down like this. You can see the way it is. So this is my 1 inches for the zipper. So I will place it like this to the hem of this gown. Guys, I'm done with the placing of the bias. You can see how it looks. This is it. I just place it on top and I sew on this end. You can see the sewing here and here. Now the next we have to do is to fix our zipper. To fix our zipper on the hem of this gown, will come up by 6 inches. 2 inches to be for the folding of the hem of the gown. Then the remaining 4 inches will be for the slits at the front of this gown. This is 6 inches. We fold 2 inches for the hem of the gown for the folding. Then 4 inches for the slit at the front of the gown. Now sew my zip and show you what next to do. Guys, I'm done with the joining of the fixing of the zip. You can see how neatly finished it is. Now we'll be joining this gown or the shoulder, the front and the back of the gown at the shoulder. I'll go and join this on 1/2 inches at this shoulder here, 1/2 inches, and I'll do the same thing also on the other shoulder. So guys, I'm done with the joining of the shoulders. You can see I join it on 1/2 inches. Now we'll be doing the sleeve. If you check the thumbnail of this gown, you will see the sleeve has a turn up. For the turn up, I cut out 4.5 inches for the turn up. I'll fold this into 2 like this. It will now be 2.25, and I will be sewing this strip I have here on the back of the gown. After sewing this, I will now turn it to the front. Now let me sew this and show you guys what it looks like. So guys, I'm done with the turning of the sleeve. This is what they call turn up sleeve. You can see how it is. This is the front and this is the back. I've used my pressing iron to press this down. The next we have to do is to join the back and the front together. I've gone ahead to sew down my inseam pocket. I have a video on the description box on how to sew your inseam pocket perfectly. So please click on the link, or you check the channel on how to sew a perfect inseam pocket. So now I'll be joining the back together on 1 inch. Go to the sewing machine. I'll fold this from the sleeve here. I will join 1 inch to the hem of this gown. So guys, I'm done with the joining of the side. You can see how it is neatly finished. I've weaved it, and this is the front of the gown. You can see my inseam pockets. I drop a link below in the description box on how to sew these inseam pockets perfectly. Please click on the link. Thank you. So now I'll go and fold the hem of my gown on 2 inches, and I will display this on the dress form for you to see. I'm done with the hemming of the gown. You can see how beautiful this gown looks. Thank you, and thank you very much for watching to the end. I really appreciate you guys. If you've been making this gown, please don't forget to tag us on Instagram and on TikTok, same by Sarah. See you guys on my next video. God bless.